The bus ride from 𝗪𝗶𝗳𝗧 to Odubo felt longer than it ever had before. Tegeri's heart weighed heavy as the miles stretched out before him, filled with both the hope of reuniting with his children and the fear of what he might find when he arrived. The letter from Daniel had filled him with anxiety. Doko's illness was serious, and there were no guarantees. As the bus rumbled through the familiar roads of Kogi State, Tegeri couldn't help but reflect on how far he had come. He had worked tirelessly in Sharia and 𝗪𝗶𝗳𝗧, had saved enough to pay for Dangana's education, and had earned the respect of the fishermen. He had learned that strength wasn't just about physical endurance, it was about resilience, the ability to push forward even when everything seemed impossible. Upon arriving in Odubo, the one peaceful village felt different. The streets were quieter, the air heavier. Tegeri made his way to the home where his children lived, his heart racing. As he walked, memories of his past, of the life he had built with 𝗟𝗲𝗳𝗏, flashed before his eyes. As he reached the small compound, he was met by a somber sight. Doko lay in a bed under a tattered mosquito net, her body frail and pale. Her once strong voice was now barely a whisper. "Abba," Daniel said softly from the doorway. Her face, though still young, was filled with the burden of worry. "Doko is sick, Abba. We don't know what to do." Tegeri rushed to Doko's side, taking her hands in his. The woman who had been a second mother to his children was now so fragile, and the thought of losing her was unbearable. "Doko, you have been strong for my children," Tegeri said, his voice choked. "We are going to find a way to help you." Dane, standing beside him, added, "Abba, there is a healer in 𝗵𝗏. They say he's the best. Maybe he can help." "Don't worry," Tegeri reassured them. "We will get you to 𝗵𝗏." But Doko's foul smile told him more than words ever could. She had lived a long life, and her time might be coming to an end. Still, Tegeri didn't want to give up. Over the next few days, Tegeri arranged for Doko to be taken to 𝗵𝗏. It wasn't easy. His finances were tight, and the long journey would be exhausting for her. But he found a way, through the help of local friends and the saving he had set aside. The small sacrifices he had made in 𝗪𝗶𝗳𝗧 were beginning to pay off, even if it was for something painful. The healer in 𝗵𝗏, a mysterious old man named Woshori, was known for his unconventional methods. He lived on the outskirts of the town, in a small, weathered hut surrounded by medicinal plants. When Tegeri arrived with Doko, the healer welcomed them without question. "Sit," Woshiri instructed, gesturing to the floor as he examined Doko with practiced hands. "Let me see what I can do." The healer walked quickly, muttering ancient words under his breath, his fingers pressing against Doko's paws. After what felt like an eternity, he stepped back. "She's gravely ill," Woshiri said bluntly, "but there is hope. It will take time and care. She needs rest, and she needs nourishment. You must be patient." The road back to Odubo was equally grueling, and though Tegeri returned with Doko in stable condition, the shadow of doubt lingered. Her recovery was uncertain, and it weighed on him constantly. Yet, amid the fear, there was hope. For the first time in a long while, he could see the possibility of a future in Odubo, a future where his children would thrive, despite the past that had shaped their lives. In 𝗪𝗶𝗳𝗧, life had continued without Tegeri, but it had changed too. 𝗪𝗏𝗧, now a staunch ally, had secured a larger fishing contract with a wealthy merchant from Lokoja. The two men, once at odds, worked side by side to fulfill the order, with 𝗪𝗏𝗧 finally accepting that Tegeri's skill and drive were an asset, not a threat. One evening, as they sat together on the riverbank, 𝗪𝗏𝗧 turned to Tegeri. "You know, I've been thinking, Kwatana said, his tone more reflective than usual. We have come a long way from the days when I wanted to see you fail. I didn't understand it at the time, but now I see. You are the real deal. You have earned my respect. Tegeri nodded, grateful for the acknowledgement but still conflicted. His thoughts were always with his children, with the sacrifices they were making back home. I'm grateful for the chance to prove myself, he said quietly, but I have to go back. There's still much to do. My children need me. Back in Odugbo, Dangana's scholarship acceptance was a silver lining in an otherwise difficult time. The news was a bittersweet victory. It meant that the sacrifices Tegeri had made were beginning to bear fruit. But it also meant that his son would be living, venturing far from home to pursue an education in Lokoja. 𝗟𝗏𝗳𝗁𝗵𝗿 felt the loss keenly, their once close-knit family now fractured by time and circumstance. Yet, they supported Dangana's decision, knowing that it was a step towards the future they had always dreamed of. The night before Dangana was to leave, Tegeri sat down with him. Dangana, he began, you have been a pillar for your brothers and for me, but this is your time. Don't ever stop working for your dreams, no matter how hard it gets. I will make you proud, Abba, Dangana promised. I will never forget what you did for me. As the days passed, Tegeri's life continued to be shaped by choices made in the past and the paths they had forged. Doko's health improved slowly but surely, the healer's remedies beginning to show results. And though Tegeri could never forget 𝗟𝗏𝗳𝗏 and the pain she had caused, he was slowly learning that forgiveness was not about absolving the other person. It was about freeing himself from the chains of resentment. The road ahead remained uncertain, but Tegeri now had strength to face it. His children had survived, and despite the obstacles, they were thriving. They were his legacy, and for them, he would continue to fight.